That was chunky too. It is time for some Mushoku Tensei. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Of course, Patreon full-length reactions do live over there, and among other exclusives. But let's jump into it, see what they got in store for us this week. Bro just straight up said, listen, he a fucking racist. He refuses to eat in the same company. Damn, I'm used to being treated the wow. Doesn't it kind of look like, when he's talking to Man God, the way they, like, filter the anime, doesn't it kind of remind you of how, like, Man God and him interact? Can we play that back again? Ah, how are you doing? Oh, you dying, bitch. Wow. Yeah, I honestly can't tell, like, if she's gonna die soon, or if we're gonna be able to, like, help her or not. Oh. That's why, oh, that's why he didn't immediately get teleported. Because the initial energy and how he teleports him didn't work. So then he had to do it extra. Oh. If this actually ends up being the person he likes the best out of everyone, that's hilarious. This one can stay. I like him. Jesus Christ, he actually does like him the best. That's actually diabolical. Wow. You're freaked out at first, but then you realize that actually is helping you fucking live. It would have been very easy to make her very surface level, just kind of like a fan servicey, flirtatious character, but they've turned her into quite the tragic character over the seasons, right? So really, all you can do is hope that in time things get better. There isn't a magical cure-all. She might never get better, but maybe she will. As someone who's desperately trying to go home, right? Something that is designed to be a Japanese-inspired dish. It's going to be that taste of home that deeply affects her. I mean, out of all the characters, she's the one who wants to go back the most, right? You caught me. She's like, she's not my type. Don't bring her into the group. Oh, fuck. Uh-oh, she dying. Oh. I'm almost scared to hit play. Well, maybe we keep the harem where it's at. Sylphy has now shown Rudy what happens if too many women are gonna be popping around. But jokes aside, the timing of that is incredible. Literally moments prior to Nanahoshi popping up, she's like, huh, gotta worry about that one too, huh? And he's like, nah, trust me. She gonna feel god-awful about this. And I still can't tell what happened. Because obviously, we've been concerned for her health for a long time, but I've been especially concerned in the past couple of scenes with her because she's coughing a lot more. And I can't tell because initially when she's healing, Sylphy catches herself, right? And she's kind of like, huh, this feels weird. So then she reaches around and puts a hand both in front of her and behind her. And it feels like she's channeling way more mana and stuff in, right? Is this a case of pushing too much into her that she popped? Like a goddamn bloody balloon? Or was this going to happen regardless? Like, if you tried to heal her at all, this was just the end result. Either way, Sylphy's going to feel goddamn horrible about this. And I don't know what they can do. I mean, on one hand, I feel like they're in the proper location, that if there's any sort of magical medical care that could save her, it's probably this spot. But I mean, I don't think anyone was expecting it to be this bad. You know what I mean? Like, of all the ways things could have went, nothing about the title was diabolical. Like, last week's episode was fucking hilarious because of the bait of turning points, right? But I heard nothing about this, and I thought it was actually going to be a rather chill episode. And for the most part, it was. But boom, they dropped it on us. I don't think she's dead. I don't. I definitely think she might be out of commission for the rest of the season and maybe even a bit of next season. But that's nightmare fuel. Like, that's complete and utter nightmare fuel, and I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do about this. But if that's actually her end, I don't know if Sylphy will ever forgive herself. Like, it doesn't even matter if it wasn't her fault. Like, someone who was... If you're trying to help someone and then they die, you're always gonna blame yourself if you have any sort of heart. Like, that's just how humans are. And no amount of therapy is gonna heal her from that moment. I hope, not only just for Sylphy's sake, but of course for Nanahoshi's sake as well, that this isn't her end. That's a fucking bloody mess. Now, on a more slightly positive note, I mean, the backstory's still sad, but I mean, at least it's not death and destruction in terms of present day. What they did with Elinalise is really good. It's really interesting when you actually consider her character arc from the beginning till now. and what it looked like at face value to what it's evolved with now, I think it makes the whole Cliff dynamic so much more compelling and sweet when you consider the fact that, like, everything about her curse and how, like, okay, she had so much about herself that she hated, but a lot of it actually kept her family supported, right? And I think by showing it in this, like, black and white sketch-like drawing, I think is such a great way, because just realizing 200 years ago, like, she lost everything. Now, it's obviously different than Rudy's mother, but, you know, curse is a curse. And while she's never regained what she's lost, she has managed to build something good again. Now, granted, you know, she obviously can live a lot longer than a normal human can, but it does give you hope that someone who used to hate themselves, who had a life, lost it, everything, has found something new and beautiful again. And I think it does give some sort of hope to Rudy about his own mother. She may never fully recover what she's lost, but it's not to say she couldn't build something new with enough time and care. As long as you don't give up on her, maybe she won't give up on you either. And I think out of all the character arcs that we've seen in Mushoku Tensei, hers is definitely one of my absolute favorites. And I think if we were to never develop her past this point, I think she's had a satisfying character arc, 100%. And I think it, as I said, just makes, given, you know, after she lost her husband and everything like that, it just, the fact that she has Cliff now, it's very fucking beautiful and romantic, and I really enjoyed that. Of course, the main attraction that everyone was waiting for was, of course, Big Bro. She quite liked his personality. I thought it was going to be a lot more... I did think there was going to be blood this episode, but I thought it was because he was going to cut off a head. No, he was actually pretty chill with everyone. Kind of funny too, because like when we were like looking at the mural or whatever, like when we went into the little cave, he's like, "What are you doing here?" And he wasn't even mad. He's just like, "Oh yeah, I'm just chilling." Though there definitely was some foreshadowing, like he was staring at that wall for a good bit. Obviously, it connects to him in his emotional state. We asked a lot of questions. We got a lot of answers. The big thing for me was when he's like, "Yeah, the whole mass teleportation had to be otherworldly." I'm almost wondering if all of our experimentation of bringing things into our world here is a similar thing of people trying to do mass teleportation in their world, and it's fucking with everyone. I feel like with too much teleportation, we're ultimately like just causing natural disasters in other worlds. Like that's the vibe I'm getting right now, but it is quite interesting because no one quite knows what the fuck's going on, but everyone's trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. And I find it super interesting too when she looks at us, because when we get teleported into the sky, right, immediately it reminded me of when Man God summons us and we have this type of blurry filter. I was like, man, that feels very Man God coded. And what does she say moments later after we're summoned into the sky? Hey, does Man God remind you, does that ring any bells? Interesting. It's also interesting, too, that Rudy was the one who was hard to teleport. Because initially, everyone gets teleported, and then, like, nothing happens with him. And then he even says later on, like, yeah, I had trouble. If you would have resisted, I wouldn't have been able to pull you up here. So it seems like he initially used the same amount of energy, or however he does it. Didn't work with Rudy, so he really had to give him an old tug here. And thus, here we are. What a crazy turn of events for this episode. I mean, some people are like, man, this is too peaceful. Well, it's no longer peaceful now, is it, bozos? I still think she lives. But fuck, man. I mean, I knew her health wasn't good, but I didn't realize we were gonna pop her like a goddamn water balloon. Oddly enough, I do feel the worst for Sylphy, because you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna heal you up. Bruh, this fucking show. Your thoughts? What did you think? Like, comment, subscribe, of course, and Patreon. Yes, we do have the full-length reactions over there and other exclusives. You know, I also got to give those video shoutouts too, because my patrons are what help fund this YouTube channel. Alright, so today we get Yuki Ali, Zython, Rogue Knight, Pranay Sumshwar, Darian Smith, Rosver Mullins, Diedrich Savon, and we also have Chewbacca. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and you'll have a good one.